Number 5, Russian folk song. The previous warm up is there to help us with this one because we have some up-ups. Now, why didn't we have slurs in the first beat for that warm up? Because our bow is still doing that same thing. Down, up, down, up. And it looks like we're staying on that same string for all of that. So that's all our bow is doing. Down, up, down, up. Even though we're doing fingers in between that. We are in G major. And we have the time signature of 2/4, so only 2 beats in a measure. My road map, we have a new road map here. Our first 2 lines, at the end of our second line, we have a repeat, and that tells me to go back to the beginning. And then at the very end of the piece, we have another repeat that tells us to go back to the beginning of line 3 because we have that backwards repeat sign. We have some dynamic markings in here as well. We have mezzo forte for the first 2 lines. And then for line 3, we have all forte. And then line 4 is more of a repeat, so like an echo. So it's going to be piano. And we're going to repeat all of that. When you first start playing this, it's going to be too difficult for you to, might be too difficult for you to remember the dynamics. And so put that in as you're mastering this piece. I want you to just focus on rhythm and intonation first. That is first and foremost. Rhythm, definitely, and then intonation, and then any ordinance or dynamics. That's going to be more important. And just because it says one dynamic doesn't mean that we're not going to change. We're not just going to stay mezzo forte the entire time. We can have some fluctuation. As I go up on the scale, I will get a little bit higher, and as I go down the scale, I will get a little bit quieter. And so I will do that for the other dynamics as well. Okay, so almost the entire time we're having 1 and 2 and 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 almost the entire time. So let's do it with repeats from the beginning. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Beginning. Third line. Cool. Okay, so I also had some staccatos in there in that third and fourth line. I'm reducing how much bow I'm using and letting my bow get a little bit sticky. But I'm not overly pressing. I'm letting my bow do the work. You can get a little bit flat hair if you need to so that you can get a little bit more sticky. Fourth fingers, stay on that A string. With that fourth finger so that you don't have so many string crossings and it's less shrill to the ear. I did everything possible to avoid my fourth finger growing up, and then I really had to work it when I got older. And so I have a great fourth finger exercise video on my channel that will help you out so that you stop neglecting that so that you can build it to be even stronger. And then that will also help reduce the chance of squealing on that E string that is notorious on violin. Even with professionals, everybody squeals. It's okay. You're learning how to make these wonderfully disgusting noises and wonderfully beautiful noises, because as you learn how to do both, you learn how to do or not do either of them. All right, so keep that up. Happy practice.